Hey, what's up, guys? Jose Duarte here. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about things that you should do before you head out to basic training. And before we get started, I just want to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel, for giving me the support. Uh, it has been a journey, actually. I know it's not much of subscribers I have for this channel, but I really appreciate for everybody that shows me support and that gives me support, and for actually interacting in the comments and asking me questions. I really appreciate those people, and I just want to give you guys props. Share this video if you find any value. Give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And well, let's get started. So what I wrote down as the first thing that you should do is save up at least 3 months of expenses. I believe your recruiter is gonna tell you like what you're gonna do to save up money, or if you have any money saved, because once you head out to basic training, you don't have access to the outside world. So you're gonna have to have at least some money saved up in your bank account. That way you can pay for bills, for your mortgage, for your rent, and all that good stuff. So save up at least 3 months of expenses. I know what I did because I joined when I was married and I had a mortgage and a bunch of other stuff to pay. So at the end of the year, uh, the place I work at, they give me like sort of like a end of the year bonus, and they give me like a big bonus. So what I did is with that money, I used it for like a savings account for my wife to pay, because I didn't want my wife to worry about any bills. Because first of all, like she's already she's already by herself. She like I'm the one that brings in the most income in the household at that time. She doesn't work right now, but at that time she did work as well. So I didn't want her to worry or stress about anything. She also had to take care of my little daughter. So if you're married and you're going out, like save at least 3 months of expenses, so your spouse doesn't have to worry about it. And also, what I did, I one of her aunts, she had like a moving situation. So what I did as well, we rented out our 2 bedrooms that we don't use. So that's something else that you can do if you have like a house already and you don't have any roommates and you just have like spare rooms or anything like that. You can rent them out, or somebody that needs help to like move in a place, you could rent them out your home for like 6 months that you're gonna be gone for training, and that's like extra income that you can have. So that's actually a good thing to do if you have like people that you can trust that's gonna help you out with that. So yeah, I saved up like a good amount of money. I rented out my 2 bedrooms, and that also helped out my wife to like not worry about it, to not stress about it, and actually helped me too, because I know that when I was gone, like she was set. She didn't have to worry about anything about the finances. Only thing she had to worry about was like taking care of our daughter or work, or just life situations. Number two I wrote down is to set up auto pay payments. This is actually a good thing, and this is the reason why I wanted to make this video, because I saw other people mentioning this and talking about like, hey, what should I do? And people I saw, they were mentioning like set up auto pay, and that's actually a good, like the one of the best advice I could give, because before I went, I made sure my mortgage was set up to auto pay, my insurance, what else? Anything I could think of that is possible to set up for auto pay, I did it. The only thing that you can't set up for auto pay is like your water bill or like utilities. I don't think like I'm pretty sure your energy bill you can, but I don't really rely on that. Um, your internet. Another thing is like if you're single, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna use your internet, your phone bill. You're not gonna use your car insurance. And I don't know about your car bill, but I don't really recommend. It's like a 50-50 thing. But those things that you don't use, that you're not going to use, you could actually call your phone bill or your insurance, just anything that you're not going to use while you're gone. You could call them, give them a call. What I did, I gave my phone bill. I called my phone carrier. I called them and told them, hey, I'm not going to be using my phone. I'm going to be gone for 3 months for boot camp. And what they did is they paused the charges, and I told them to disconnect my phone one day after I was in boot camp. So I joined in January 3rd, and I told them to cut my line on January 4th. That way, like, if I had to use my phone, I could still use it. Uh, but once they told me, like, once you want to connect your phone, make sure you tell somebody to connect it for you, or just when you get your phone back, you could dial this number to connect your phone back. Also, with the car insurance, since you're not going to be using your car, you could give them a call and tell them, hey, I'm not going to be using my car. Can I just lower the insurance? That way, your car insurance payment is going to be cheaper. I would not cancel. Again, I will not cancel the car insurance, because even though it's parked, something could happen. Either people can steal your car, something could fall on it and break. And if you have like a liability insurance, or reduce it to a liability insurance, that stuff can be covered. So do not cancel your car insurance. Another thing I could think of is, yeah, like your internet. You could give them a call and tell them to pause it if you live by yourself or you're single. Anything else, you could sort of like tell somebody to do it for you. And that's where the third thing comes in, with the power of attorney. I did not use the power of attorney, but I heard other stories of other people that I watched on YouTube that they had a situation where they wanted to cancel something, like a phone bill, and they wanted the actual person to do it for them, and they were gone, so they couldn't do it. And if they had a power of attorney, they were able to cancel it. I'm pretty sure to do a power of attorney is pretty simple. You could just Google search power of attorney for your state, and they help you out. I wanted to give you guys more information on how to do it, but since I didn't do it, I really don't have any knowledge on that. But I'm pretty sure it's pretty simple. You just Google search power of attorney. You have to do it from your state, and then fill it out. And then whoever you trust, I recommend either your parents, or if you're married, use your spouse. If you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, I would not recommend, because you cannot believe how many stories or the people that I've seen in boot camp, they got broken up while they're there, because either one, they couldn't handle their partner away for so much long. Two, they found out that that person that went to boot camp, they were talking to somebody else before they left, and then their girlfriend found out. So it's just it's pretty risky. I would not recommend using your girlfriend or even your fiance. Do not, because when I was in the schoolhouse, one of the guys that I knew, supposedly he got broken up, and he was already engaged. And the poor guy was like 17 already. He was already engaged. So yeah, it's kind of risky. I would use either your parents, if you have trusted parents, or your spouse, somebody you're close with that you trust. You could use them as a power of attorney, and they could actually pay your mortgage or your credit cards or whatever bills you have. They could do it for you. I believe all they gotta do is show the bank or whoever needs to see that power of attorney. It's like a legal document that they show for the people that they ask for to do payments or cancel stuff. It's like giving them power to use your name to do that certain stuff. So yeah, set up a power of attorney, set up auto pay. I really recommend doing that. The fourth thing I wrote down is if you have a spouse. I know my recruiter, gave me like a power of attorney, but this is for like the insurance side that the military uses. So he gave me a power of attorney, and then he told me to get it notarized. So my ignorant self didn't know what notarized meant. I just thought it meant like I filled something out and it's already automatically notarized. No, that's not what notarized means. For those that don't know, like me, I was 26. I didn't know what that meant. For those that don't know what notarized means, basically you go to like any place that they notarize, either somebody who does taxes, or you could search up on Google notarized. They charge like $10, $20, depends where you go to. It's really cheap. Basically means like they put a stamp on it to make it that document legal, or that page that you fill out legal. So that's what it means, guys. Don't be that ignorant person like me. Basically, you're gonna take that paper. You and your wife are gonna fill out the blanks that is in the page, and then you take it to that notarized person that you go to. They're gonna put a stamp. Once you leave to boot camp, I think my recruiter told me wait a couple, like 1 or 2 weeks when I was there, and then your spouse can actually go to the nearest base where you're gonna be stationed. Like me, I'm a reservist and I was stationed here at the Air Force Base. She can go there, or he. They can go there. Uh, with that paper, they can get passed to get through the gate, and they can go to the CAC center where they issue out the military ID cards and they sign up for DEERS. So that's very important if your job doesn't offer insurance, because the military can give your spouse insurance right away and your dependents. So do that for them. Don't leave it like, do not leave to boot camp without filling that out, because they can instantly get insurance already just by going to the base, because you're considered active duty while you're in training. So do that for them. They could get it right away. Again, if you're reserve, your insurance ends once you check into your unit. So just be mindful of that. But anything else, like, you're considered active duty while you're in training. So don't forget to do that. It's really important. Number 5, be physically fit. This is really important. I know I talked about this with my friend who I did a podcast with. I interviewed him. This is really important because even though you get sent out to basic training, because you supposedly, like, you meet the standards of, the IST or whatever they call it before the PFT. Even though you're shipping out, there is still some people that failed the IST, and what they had to do was go to like a platoon where they had to get conditioned, and it took them like 3 more weeks. You don't want to be that person. Trust me. When I met those people, they were depressed. They just wanted to they just want to get picked up already. Because I even met people that failed it 2 times. So they had to stay in boot camp longer. Just imagine, like, you don't see your family. You don't. I think they told me that they gave their family a call because they got held back, and they had to tell them that they're getting held back. But it's really depressing. Like, you don't have access to the outside world. All you want to do is graduate. Like, that's the quickest way to like get out of from boot camp. So whatever your drill instructors are gonna tell you, like, don't give up, because the quickest way to get out of here is to graduate, and that's true. Or if you just give up, but you don't want to give up, you don't want to be that person that gives up. Trust me. So yeah, be physically fit. Try to get your 3-mile run good. Your pull-ups. It's not crunches anymore. Now it's planks. Get those good. Get those sorted out good, and just make sure you pass them. Don't be like that person that is at the borderline. Do not be that person that is like reaches minimum scores. Just try your best to get like freaking a first class every time. Be that person that does like 15 pull-ups or 20 pull-ups. Just anything that's over 10 pull-ups is good, or planks in your 3 mile run. Just make sure you're physically fit. That's gonna like give you a good class, like a first class. That's gonna be good for like if you want to get promoted. Especially like CFT. That's actually another thing. Like you want to get first class CFT and PFT. You want to get promoted good, or you want to have like a good reputation and boot camp, or any type of like training that you're gonna go through. Even if you get to your unit, you want to get first class, because that's really gonna lift you up as a lance corporal or as a PFC. And the last thing, number 6, um, this is something that I talked about in my last video of things that you should take. But I'm gonna also mention here: write down any addresses, or if you want to send money back home. I didn't do that, but if that actually works, it doesn't hurt to like write down your bank account and your routing number. And if I really want to hear somebody that actually did that and it actually worked, because I'm really curious, and that's also going to answer many people's questions if you could actually send money back home and it worked. But I know writing down the addresses, if you're going to forget where you live, you can't believe how many people actually didn't know their home address. Write that down. Write down anybody who you want to write to, like your friends or your brothers, any family members you want to write to. Write down their addresses, and also like your bank account. That's another like big thing that I would write down. So just in case you want to send money back home, you can do that. So that's the last thing that I wrote down. It's not really much like to do, or that you could even take to boot camp. That's why my list is really short. But these are like really good and simple advice I can give you guys. I know when I was there, some people like they had a house for rent, and they gave their parents permission to like make payments for their house or for their cars. That's another thing that you can do. I know my spouse, she like gave payments for the water bill, gas bill, credit cards. Some credit cards you could set up for auto pay as well. So I really recommend you do that. Just don't forget, because you don't want to graduate boot camp and then have like a late payment charge, and you just have a bunch of declined, like a bunch of late payment and then fees that you have to pay. You just don't want to do that. Make sure you call everybody that you have a charge with, and just be responsible, guys. Like, you're going to the freaking military, you're going to the Marine Corps, or whatever branch you're going to. Just be responsible enough to set those up before you leave. I mean, I know for some people they just graduated high school and they're going straight to the military, but this is like the first step of adulthood. Like, hey, welcome to adulthood, man. It's not easy. I know going to the military is going to teach you guys a lot. Trust me. It's going to teach you guys a lot to like be responsible. I know some people do like crazy stuff, but if you're actually somebody who wants to be successful, if you're actually somebody who looks into wanting to be like somebody in their life, like, the military is the best place to be. And just don't hang out with people that do that crazy stuff. Hang out with people that are productive, who are successful, who are disciplined, and who stays out of trouble. Like, yes, have fun, guys, but just don't hang out with those people. Have fun, but do it safely. And yeah, that's the best advice I can give you guys. If you have any questions, keep asking me. I'm willing to answer. And also, for you haters that talked about my mustache in my first video, I'm pretty good now. I know I didn't meet the freaking the regulations or whatever, but hey, look at me now. I'm good. I know the hate doesn't come from the top; it comes from the bottom. That's what Top G says, man. Andrew Tate, come on. So, anyways, guys, keep your head up, stay motivated, and keep moving forward. Peace out, man.